Hi all, this is your girl Natasha. Excuse me. Well, welcome to my tea party. I'm serving tea, warm or iced if you like, Milano cookies, and I can't forget my Lorna Doone. And I'm also serving a selection of cold cuts with croissants. Mm-hmm. I'm doing a spread. It's been quite a long time since I've been around. I've gotten a few inboxes wondering was I all right, what I was giving. Children, it's been a hectic summer. Let's put it that way. Doctor appointments, yes, my back and my legs. And then I got COVID the end of August, and then I had to deal with the aftermath of the coughing, the whole, all of October, and it's just, going away. I still have a little cough now, as you see. Excuse me, but I was very, very lucky because I have underlying conditions. I'm a diabetic, so I said it before on, I think, Jay Wilson's platform. So, yeah, I was very, very lucky. The doctors examined me, like three doctors, and my lungs weren't full, and they couldn't believe it. It was only God. But anyway, and also I'm serving chocolate and sugar free for Jay Wilson if he likes. So now, as I was saying, welcome to my party. I usually don't like to read because I'm getting back on YouTube and I'm trying to decide which way I want to do what I want to do with my platform. Right now, I'm in the planning stages. But when I came back to say hello a couple of times, there was that zero tolerance. ZT, I can't stand that in the closet queen, or I shouldn't say who can't accept the fact that he's a gay boy. Anyway, I was visiting my favorite YouTubers, and I happened to come across him talking about he had changed. That he was, I think, with Christ, if I'm not lying, and he's not reading anymore, and he's going to another sector, I think the cooking sector, because he wanted to do mukbang. I guess he thinks he's another official D spot, whatever. But anyway, he was saying that evening he was going to do a mukbang. And then Bertha May Jackson came reading him, which was totally hilarious. So he got upset because I was reading. And I joined in and said, of course, he's still a crackhead. He still drinks. And then he pokes out this body talking about he got to get rid of this pot belly. It looked nasty. He was skinny with this pot belly. I said, what is this, an Ethiopia child? Is this one of these poor children that they show from Africa and India that need help? And I'm not making fun of them, but that's how he looks. Well, I guess you would look like that if you were running around the street picking up dirty trays and having them, and them locking you up in your car, and then they're taking your videos, making fun of you, and we're wondering what the hell is going on. He's got ZT's video, got her phone. And then when she comes back, she says nothing about her phone or the incident that happened. Why were these strangers on her phone? Well, of course, she's not going to tell the truth. Well, anyway, we were in her platform and I started reading. I was telling her I don't believe she's changed. I was like, you sissy, you fake nurse. Which, that really, really, that line she's run about being a fake nurse, being a nurse for the last 2 or 3 years or whatever. I can't believe she picked that one. I mean, what nurse do you know has time to be on YouTube at work? And there's a shortage of nurses on top of that. I have two friends that are nurses. One that's an NP, nurse practitioner. They don't have time to be on YouTube. They're running around doing their work, and when they get a break, they're tired, and also they're at the desk writing papers. They do have paperwork to do. The only time you see a nurse, when I was in the hospital and all over, I'm sure, is when they come to give you your medication and they go to the little computer, and they have help. Yes, if you call for the nurse, usually the nurse's assistant comes and see what you want. And then they go tell the nurse if it's time for your medication or whatever. Anthony Banks never does that. He's ZT. You never see her doing that when she's on break. She's showing food and stuff in her face. You never see her doing any nurse work. But I know what kind of nurse work it is. She's an LPN. She wipes asses. And she cleans the patients and changes the bed linen. That's what kind of nurse she is. She couldn't possibly be an RN. RNs don't even touch and change patients. Come on, ZT. And then you want to come for me. You want to come for the transgender girls. Miss ZT, you have the audacity, which I find hilarious. You have the audacity to come for us trans girls? Talking about all we take is pills? Bitch, how do you know? Sweetheart, I have been under an endocrinologist care since I transitioned. And let me tell you something, bitch. It's never been a game for me. This was when I was a child. I never felt like a boy. I was born male, but I always felt I was a girl, bitch. I wasn't some fag who decided, you know what, I'm going to transition when I get older. No, sissy. I always acted like a girl, played with dolls, and the whole bit. I wasn't like you. I mean, I had gay friends, but we were friends. But I didn't always do the things that they did. Okay, bitch? You have the audacity to talk because I've seen you with trans girls that you call your friends. And they're not that attractive. And I saw you one hot summer. I says, what are these two, this transgender bitch and Miss ZT, what are these two fags doing out in the heat? Walking like they're in a ball. They're stepping, which that would never happen. And she puts on the high heel shoes and she's stepping on the brick. I says, look at that bitch. She's always wanted to be a woman. Deep inside, I believe she wanted to be a woman, but she knew she just couldn't cut the mustard. And that's why she hates on transgender women. Bitch, let me tell you something, and then you even had the audacity, the litigated gall to come for T.S. Madison? Are you serious, bitch? You could never, ever touch Maddie on your best day if you decided to ever be a woman. Okay? And let me tell you another thing, dear. Yes, I watch Maddie. I love Maddie. I follow her. But guess what? I don't I don't try to be her. T.S. Madison is T.S. Madison. I'm Natasha. I'm me. I live my life as who I feel I am. I don't compare. That was in my young days, 20s, when the girls compared who looked the best, who was more girly looking, more who looked more like a woman. Those are my younger days. When I got in my late 30s, I realized be yourself. Stop comparing. Okay, bitch? Love who you are. Embrace it. And that's what I did. I embraced who I was, bitch. I didn't compare, oh, she looks this way, she looks that way. Natasha is who she is. And if I've had any surgeries, that's none of your goddamn business, okay? I don't go around telling what I've had done to me. Because do you go around and ask a biological woman what's between her legs? So, faggot, you would never. You talk about, did I have the surgery? You talk about cutting your dick off. Bitch, you're ignorant. They don't cut your dick off when you have the bottom surgery and they construct the vagina. You dumb bitch. But yet you have transgender girlfriends and you talk like that. You're an ignorant bitch. I can't stand you. Never could. You're a fake nurse. You claim you're going to another sector. Why don't you do health? Since you're a nurse, why don't you go to a sector that talks about health? The COVID, different things. Give out information as a nurse. Why don't you try that? Do something that you claim that's your field. Laughable. You a nurse. Come on, dear. You're a nurse. If you're a nurse, my cat China you talk about is a nurse. Yeah, and that. You wanted to talk about my cat, bitch. My cat is 8 years old. I got my cat from the country. She was down in the country. I call her a little country girl. And there she was, a beautiful kitten, 8 years ago. And I still have her. And you claim when you moved from Houston, which I wonder what that was about, that you got rid of your dog. Dear, you couldn't have possibly, and talk about you love that dog. Bitch, there's no way you love that dog. Because that dog would be with you right now. In Missouri, I guess that's where you're at. That dog would be with you. You would love that dog, would have loved that dog. That dog would have been a part of you. No, you had the dog to try to show off. And you probably sold the dog for crack. Mm-hmm. If it was a pedigree like you say, you probably sold that pedigree dog for crack. Or booze. Who do you think you're fooling? ZT, zero tolerance. Don't come for me, darling. I'm a woman of a particular age. You talk about my age. Bitch, I'm proud of it, okay? Let's see if you make it to 51. And I will be 52 in December. Let's see if you make it to that age and look as good as I do. Okay? I don't look like some of the struggles I've been through. Being a transgender woman, it isn't easy. I've had close calls and this and that and the other. I would never lie and I would never deny that. And then you get jealous of the guys I met. Darling, it was not trade. That summer when you saw me walking, you always make fun because I walk and my back and legs. But sweetheart, I walked to that store that morning. And just because I met a nice looking guy, you even said it. He was tall, nice chocolate. And we talked. I spoke to him and he spoke back. You gagged. And then when I went to talk to him, I cut the fucking camera. No, we went in the store, bitch. I had the camera on. He paid for what I had. Okay, bitch? I had that on I had the phone on all that time. And then I talked about the truck, so on, and he gave me a ride. And I felt at that point cut the camera off. I don't have to lie. I don't lie about men. Okay? That's one thing mother's never done. I don't lie about having somebody like you did with Rick Reed. I don't lie on men. And furthermore, I don't tell who I've been to bed with. Yes, and you remember when I met Christopher. Yeah, that was at night. I should have gone earlier, but okay, a girl was doing a little cruising. So what? And Christopher popped up. I didn't see Chris, remember? He popped up out of nowhere. And when he saw I was filming, he got away from the camera. And yes, I was looking and he was showing me little stuff that just gagged me. But I never showed it, bitch. Okay, and you remember when me and Chris started talking and I was talking to everybody, I cut the camera off. I said good night, and that was that. And me and Chris have been friends ever since. We are not lovers. We don't go together. We are very good friends. And if I ever had been intimate with him, I would never tell you guys. Especially for you, ZT. That's what a lady does. We are friends. But I would never tell you have we been together intimately. That's none of your fucking business, bitch. Unlike you, who would get on a panel and expose and tell. That tells you're a trashy sissy. Dear, I could never be with you. Never. As a friend. You couldn't, a child, you couldn't even bring your dusty, crackhead, drunken ass to my villa. Never, darling. Okay? I tell Chris, remove him. Remove that sissy right now. Oh, and Chris saw your video. He watches my videos. He sees little other content created. He finds it entertaining. Okay, sissy? But unlike you, I wouldn't tell the name he goes under. But he saw your video and what you were saying. And he just laughed. He's like, I would never fuck that fag. We laughed. He was like, oh my God, that's a crackhead. He looked at you. He said, Tasha, you know I'll be in the streets. I know a motherfucking crackhead when I see one, or alcoholic. And this is coming from Chris. And I'm telling you what Chris said. Okay, bitch? That was exact. I said, she denies, and she said she's not. And he laughed. He laughed. He said, come on. He said, get the fuck out of here. Now I'm repeating his words, okay? Because that's not my language. That's his. But I just wanted to let you know that he spooked you also. Okay, you fake nerds? You couldn't change a Band-Aid for me. You know, it just saddens me, Miss ZT, that you can't even accept your motherfucking self. Well, if you couldn't tolerate your mother, what makes me think you could tolerate yourself, the woman who gave you life? And you can't accept who you are. That is so sad. And what about that? You talk about weight. What about that fat, chunky niece of yours that was on those blocks? Her graduation picture from high school. Has she lost any weight? Or she's still a fat bitch? And another thing, where's your mother? I mean, I've been in and out on YouTube. Has she passed? What? Is she in a home? And you never mention your mom. How did your family really treat you, ZT? Because for you to have your mom or whatever in a basement and the house was about to collapse, if I remember correctly, I couldn't believe a nurse would do that. You should have made the money to fix the house up. I know how much a nurse's salary is, how much they make a year. They make coins. And you do not give me the idea that you are a nurse. Never. And when you went to that ATM, girl, that was hilarious. And you couldn't get any money out. It was no money there. I'm like, this nurse, the salary they make? Interesting. So, CT, you know what? You have no room whatsoever to come for me. Okay, bitch? Stay in your place. Stay in your place. Go seek help to accept yourself. And then you want to try that, oh, I'm not dealing in this sector with all these fags. I let them have it. And I did say, you didn't let mother have it. Mother did a cleanup on you, and that was the end of you. Okay? You could never give it to mother, and you knew it. You tried, and that was it. Nobody heard from you. Okay, CT? So don't you ever motherfucking try to come for Miss Tasha. Ever. Okay, girl? I don't usually do all this reading and carrying on. I'm a woman of a particular age. I have no time for these people coming for me. I don't care what you think about me. That's what you don't understand. I don't care what you think if I'm ugly. That's your fucking business. But I don't have a problem in looking in my mirror. I don't have a problem all the years I've been trans with men. But unlike you, bitch, I don't lie about the men I had. Or do I tell who I had? So, Miss ZT, in closing, because I'm about tired of you. It doesn't matter what you say. That mukbang you did, I have to say something about that. You said that you had this skinny, thick lens bitch wearing glasses, looking like a frog peeping through eyes. You had her with you when you all were eating tacos. And when you said this is a trans woman, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. There is no way this is a trans woman. And then you all were sitting so far down, I couldn't get a good glimpse of her. I said, this is a trans woman? She's kidding me. She had braids, thick glasses. She just had on a t-shirt. I'm like, that's a trans woman? Is she just transitioning? But ZT said that he doesn't deal with the community. So what is a trans woman sitting up there next to him doing mukbang? You see how you're such a hypocrite? You're so full of shit, it's a shame. I don't understand it. You talk shit and then there you go. Sitting there with a fucking, I guess you could call it a transgender. I'll do it to be call her that, to be courteous, but it looked like a sissy to me with braids and thick glasses. And then you're sitting with her. What does she think of you? What does she think? Do you ever tell her how you feel about transgender? No. Because she looked like she did drugs. That's right, Chris did tell me that bitch looks like she does drugs too. Because he watched your mukbang. I had to show him. He even said that bitch looked like she smokes. Y'all both were skinny. 2 sticks. And you're just eating trying to gain weight. Leave the crack alone, stop drinking, and maybe you'll put on a few pounds. Okay, bitch? You don't fool me. Now, ZT, now that I've, as Rick Reed would say, read you the facts of your life, and at my party, I just shout out to mother. I just cleaned you up. Just cleaning up. Just cleaning up. Squash, wash, 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 wash. Cleaning up. When you're cleaning up. When you're cleaning up. You just clean it up. You sweep it up and you mop it up and you clean it up. Shout out, mother. Yes, I just cleaned you up, dear. You're gone. Anyway, all, thanks for joining me. It was a lovely party. I hope you all enjoyed yourself. I hope you all ate. You enjoyed Lorna Doones. I see my Lorna Doones are gone. You greedy people. You could have at least left me one Lorna Doone. Let me stop acting silly. Bitch, I cleaned you up tonight. I'm through with you. Miss ZT, don't mention me again. And if you do, fuck you. I'm not, child, I'm trying to decide how I'm going to do this platform, what form or what I want to do. And I have no time for reading you. But the one thing I will say is, I wish my voice from coughing and stuff, I still have that scratchy voice. I'm trying to get Tracy's voice, the most feminine voice, one of the most feminine voices on YouTube. Sorry, Tracy, I couldn't pull it off tonight. Let me stop acting silly. Anyway, I love you all. And this is your girl, Natasha. And I will be back soon. Mwah. Love you guys.